Hey, this is Russ. Hey, I just wanted to do a quick video for you. Well, none of my videos have really been quick, have they? They've really kind of dragged on. But I want to give you some information about my knee replacement and how that has been working. I had promised that I would do one video when this was all done, but seeing how this has been dragging on for so long, I wanted to get this information out on the internet for those people considering knee replacements, whether it's for them or it's not for them. But I also wanted to recap 2019 since it is coming up to the end of the year here, and let you know some of the highlights of how things had happened for 2019 for me. So I think the biggest thing initially, two big things initially happened for me. In April of 2019, I started this YouTube channel. Now, people have been asking me to do it for a while, and I just kept saying, nah, I don't want to do this. I don't think I can do well, and I can't talk in front of the camera. But hey, I got used to it. So in April of 2019, we started this YouTube channel, and it was more than just about knee replacements, believe me. And then I also found that this year people weren't buying entry-level cameras quite as much as they had in the past, and so I made the decision to stop all of my group classes as of August 2019. So we had a good run. It's close to about 8 years by the time we finish my lease, and I've taught about 12,000 people over that time. So quite a few students have come through my school. I'm going to miss that, I know, quite a bit. And if there was a way to continue on, I would. But again, new students aren't coming in because they're just not buying cameras. They're all buying iPhones today. Which is kind of a pity because there are things you can do with a regular camera you cannot do with an iPhone. But that's another time for another video. Anyways, so August was the last of my group classes, and I started just doing some private sessions. And you can still contact me for private sessions for help if you need photography help. I missed the entire fall season for fishing. Now, you might know from previous years, if you know me, I spent a lot of time out on Lake Michigan during the fall because that's when the salmon come in. Now, salmon is not native to Lake Michigan. It is stocked in Lake Michigan. And I think every year it's been getting more difficult for people who don't go out on a boat, who just shore fish, to get some salmon. So this year I totally missed it because I had the knee replacement done. And but I was told that I didn't miss a whole lot. It was a difficult year for everyone. So yeah, all right. I missed out on that, and they're saying you didn't miss anything, but just getting out on the water and doing some fishing is always a good thing, and I really missed that. I had my knee surgery done on September 19th of 2019. All right, so that was the beginning of a lot of issues for me. The knee replacement surgery went well, but my body doesn't react well with it. And people want to blame somebody. Do you blame the doctor? Do you blame the rehab people? The doctor wanted to blame the rehab guy. Quite frankly, I don't think any of them are to blame. I just think that my body just doesn't react well to it. I form a lot of scar tissues really quickly, and I think that's the reason my flexion or my bending of my knee is just not there. So operation in September. Then they gave me a manual knee manipulation in October, and I'll show you a photo over here so you can see what that kind of looks like. My leg doesn't straighten out to a 0 degree thing. It's always about 20 degrees bent, and it still is like that today. And then when they pushed it, the doctor was able to get 130 degrees of flexion, which is quite a bit, but that's under anesthesia and in the operating room, okay? So after that happened, I was able to get a little bit more flexion. My extension still is pretty poor, but still not enough. So in November, they did it again. I went back into the operating room, and the doctor pushed again. I got another 130 degrees, got 0 degrees for the extension. But again, I still don't seem to have the full range that I need to have. So, and during that time too, I had radiation done on my on the bone, because once they cut the bone tries to grow again, and that could cause some pain and things like that if it's rubbing against the scar tissues and stuff. So they figured if they put radiation on my knee, that would kill those cells and maybe it'll make it easier. But again, still I don't get quite that much. They had shifted me from one physical therapy location to another, so I had a new physical therapist who has been pushing on my knee. Now, I will tell you that pushing is hard. They push really hard. In fact, I had asked my physical therapist, how hard are you really pushing? Because I really don't get to see him doing it because I'm kind of laying backwards. But I did peek once, and I saw him really leaning into my knee. And he told me he's giving me everything he's got. Now, he's probably a guy, I'm going to say, he's a well-built guy, but he's probably about 180 or so pounds, I'm going to guess, something like that. And he's leaning into it as he's pushing my knee. Now, you'll see the picture here of my doctor doing this in the operating room, but of course, I'm under anesthesia there. So that's a lot of pushing and a lot of pain. Okay, so I'm screaming in pain. Now, I mentioned before that I scream kind of like this. I go, ow, 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 ow. And this is what most people do. But the last several times, I've been screaming a lot louder. Now, because of that louder screaming, I seem to be getting a little bit more extra degrees of flexion. I don't know why that is, but we've all kind of noticed that extra screaming seems to have allowed him to push harder on me. And I wouldn't say for me to be able to take it. I usually beg for mercy at that point. But I'm only getting about 110 degrees on average when he's pushing hard. On my own, I get about anywhere I would say between 95 and 100 degrees, and that's after he's pushed me for a while. If I did it straight out, right, say pull your knee back, let's see how far you can go, I'd be lucky to get 90 degrees. So it's not going very well. Anyways, I'm now currently on a cane, and that's a lot better than being on the walker. I've been on the walker for almost 3 months. Okay, 2.5 months, let's say. And I finally got on the walker. And the reason I couldn't do it earlier, and I always thought it's because I had bad extension, but it was basically because I didn't have enough strength in my leg to hold myself up with the cane. So working on strengthening exercises besides deflection, I'm now able to walk on a cane. And that's been a good thing. That's been able to give me the way to kind of get around town and very slowly, okay? But at least I'm able to go places if I want to go places, have lunch, do whatever. I'm not stuck at home anymore because of that. I don't take any more painkillers. I did take the high dosage of things like oxycodone and the like, but it doesn't really help me. So I felt the best thing, don't even take it at all, because once they push on it, no matter what you take, it's going to hurt. So I stopped taking that, and because I stopped taking it, I can actually drive again. So anyways, let me tell you really quickly about knee surgery. If you're considering knee surgery, for most people, it's okay. Most people, after about 2 months, they're perfectly fine. They're back to their normal activities. But I think you need to be aware that there's a possibility it may not go well, and that's what happened with me. Now, they never tell you this stuff because it's it doesn't sound good if you tell the patient, hey, this is things that could happen, but they never tell you that. Anyways, if your knee surgery doesn't go well and you have to do a long term of rehab like I did, that could be a problem, all right? And you need to be prepared for that. Now, if you're of a certain age, my recommendation is you better think twice whether you want to get that knee replacement done. I had a friend recently told me that her father, who's 90 years old or near 90 years old, was considering a knee replacement. My first thing was don't let him do it. I mean, at that age, it's not worth the pain that he's going to have to go through. We're talking daily pain. You're going to have surgery pain right out of surgery, and then you're going to have rehab pain when you're rehabbing your knee, okay? This pain is extreme. I'm telling you, when they're pushing you, you're going to be begging for mercy. I always thought I had high pain tolerance, but I didn't know pain until this. It's a lot of pain, okay? If you don't go well, they're going to put you through a thing called a manual knee manipulation. They did that twice. They put you back into the operating room, knock you out again, and then the doctor will push on your knee. I'll show you the photo again. He's going to push on that knee to get that thing to bend. And in my case, it was scar tissues that build up. And he told me that when he pushed my leg and get the knee to bend, everyone in the room could hear the scar tissues cracking. Now, that sounds like, oh, he's just saying that. I don't think so. There was a guy in my physical therapy sessions. He has his around the same time as me, and he said while the physical therapist was working on it, he could hear his cracking. So, yeah, that is extreme. So for someone who's like 90 years old, why would they want to go through that? And they may not even be able to handle that kind of pain up to that point. So, anyways, I did it twice, and I did that what drawing a blank here again. I did the radiation as well while I was in there. So you need to also be prepared that if you have a copay, it's going to cost you some money. Now, some people's copay might be $10 per session. Mine's is $50, and I've done 59 physical therapy sessions already. Now, I was supposed to do my 60th today, but unfortunately the physical therapist called in sick, so I'm not going to have any physical therapy this week because 2020 is coming up. They have a new company that's going to be doing the authorizations for me, so I'm going to have to wait until they authorize some sessions for me for 2020. So it's a possibility I may go for one whole week without physical therapy, and that could be detrimental to my rehab. So I'm going to have to work really hard on my own in order to get myself ready for the next physical therapy session, which could be a week from now. So anyways, I get 60 per year, so I might be able to get 60 again next year. But again, 60 sessions at $50 copay for me, that's $3,000. So I could be paying another $3,000, up to $3,000 for next year. I'm hoping this thing finishes quicker, but I really don't think it's going to move that quick. We'll see. I mean, it could take another 3 months, but if we're lucky, maybe it'll take a month or two. I don't think so. Quite frankly, it's going to take a while. My recommendation is get one of these jazz units. I'm going to show you a picture of that up here. And these things help bend your knee. Try to get this before you get a manual knee manipulation because that could help you a little bit. It also helps the extension too. There are some caveats about that, and there's a video that I did about the review of this unit that you can watch. I'll put a link in the description below so you can see that video as well. And but in general, it does help because it allows to push your knee a little bit. You won't pull back on it that much, but the pushing with the jazz unit will help you. I'm going to show you guys the scar. Now, I thought a long time about not showing this, but I think it's important for you guys to see it. So if you're squeamish, keep the video running. Just listen in, but turn away right now, okay? So this first photo here was taken of me when I had the bandages on, and they do put staples. That's how they hold this thing together. So if you take a look at this next photo, yeah, it looks like a zipper. Somebody said it looked like a zipper. Others said it looked like a football because my knee is well swollen, as you can see, and the staples are what's holding that thing together. So that stays on for a couple of weeks, and then eventually the staples come off. So I'm going to show you this photo here now, and this is with the staples removed. So it still looks pretty bad, and the knee is still swollen. Now that swell is still with me even today. This has been 3.5 months now, and I still have a swollen knee. The scar eventually starts diminishing a little bit, but you will always see that scar, okay? So I'm going to show you another photo here so you can see what it looked like as it's getting a little bit better. And then finally, I'm going to show you a photo now of what my knee currently looks like. This was taken at about 3 months, so about a couple weeks ago. So you can see the scar, but it looks a lot better, right? It's always going to be like that. It's not going to be that much better, although some people say that it diminishes a little bit more than that. But really, you will always see that, okay? I guess it used to be worse when they used to do these knee replacements, but you need to be prepared for that. Anyways, that's what it looks like. So I'm going to take it off screen, and for those who have just been listening, you can look back again, right? So it's off screen now. Anyways, I wanted to let you know some of the things to be prepared for if you decide to do a knee replacement and if things don't go well. And even if it goes well, that scar will be with you, okay? Oh, one more thing too. For life, whenever I go to the dentist, I have to take some type of antibiotics before they actually work on even cleaning my teeth. And this is for life. I didn't know that. Doctor told me that you need to get this thing before you take this medication before you go to the dentist because you don't want anything that, could have bacteria through your mouth when they're, scraping and everything. You get bloodied and everything. and that could travel down to your knee. And I thought, well, okay, well, once your knee's better, it should be okay. Nah, this is for life now. They don't tell you that either, so I'm going to have to take that forever. And I usually get my teeth cleaned every 6 months, so every 6 months I'm going to have to take this thing. That's unfortunate. Anyways, that's really what I want to share with you guys for the recap for 2019. These are the highlights and the things that I've been dealing with my knee replacement. So stay with me. We'll be 2020. I'm going to try to get back into our main schedule soon. And if you like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and definitely hit the bell icon because that'll tell you when new videos from me come out. I appreciate you watching for the whole year and continue to do so. Hopefully we'll pass this knee replacement and get some new things to go. Talk to you guys next time.